Hello and welcome back to the Mind and Money podcast. I'm Sherry, a financial coach.
And I'm Val, a financial planner. And today we are talking about it is coming close to the end of the calendar year. Please look at your health and dental benefits. If you have a health spending account, start using up your benefits if you haven't already. 90% of the time when I meet with clients, and health and dental benefits are something that I've put in place with clients, they're plans that we've created. But I find more so when we're employees and our company's just like, yes, here's your health and dental. It's through this provider. Here is your drug card. We don't actually know what is covered and or how much. So we end up underutilizing our benefits.
And a lot of times, okay, we're not suggesting you go out and get on more drugs.
No,
but
definitely not.
There are things about most employer health benefits that are more focused on wellness and staying healthy versus managing illnesses. And the biggest one, I've worked with a couple of RMTs over the years as clients, and they are swamped in December because it's something about that calendar turning November or December, and people realize,
I have benefits to use.
I haven't gone to get a massage all year. I have $1,000 of benefits. How many can I get in before the end of the calendar year? And the massage therapist, bless their heart, will often work themselves.
Yeah.
Not to death, but like close to the line in December because they're trying to
accommodate,
get everybody in. And what I suggest instead is look at your benefits. And if you only want to get enough massages to use up your benefits next year, because we're planning ahead now, look at how many massages does that benefit cover and how often do you have to space them out to go, and start getting them in your calendar, especially if you need evenings or weekends, because those appointments are generally few and far between with most established RMTs.
And most RMTs have an online booking app. Bless, you can book in advance. So let's say the third Monday evening of every month, you get a massage. The other benefit to this is, yes, we're using up our benefits in a mindful way, but we're also doing preventative maintenance. The worst is when you have a neck pain and you can't get in to see someone until next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. Knowing that you have that standing appointment, if something comes up, awesome. That's booked in there already.
And another big one that is more around getting out in front and taking care of yourself are anything mental health related. So if you've got therapy in your benefits, anything like that, getting those optimized and using them, because I think probably everybody could use more mental health support.
Absolutely.
And really, it comes down to taking the time to review what you have, whether that's your benefits or your spouse's benefits or both of your benefits.
Yes.
If you and a spouse or partner both have benefits, you are in a solid position. And if you aren't already down the rabbit hole of optimizing how to use them, take a little bit of time to go down that rabbit hole, because coordination of benefits, my friend, if neither of you has a plan that pays for something 100%, you can still get 100% coverage. And it's a pain in the ass, and you have to be organized or have a system to do it. But it definitely is possible. And
yes.
Trying to think of, so my husband's benefits, because he's my benefits sugar daddy, being self-employed.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes, thank you. Is like there is an app for his benefits, which you can actually go in and you can see. You can select from a drop-down list what you're looking for. I can go in and select dental, and then my name, and it will tell me how much I have remaining for the calendar year, which is lovely. And one caution, though, is some of them will overlap. So you might look and see, I have $750 for the chiropractor, and you might look and see you have $750 for massage, and it could be $750 each, but it could also be $750 together. Checking online to see if there's a benefits book and just understanding what that is. And also, when you're down the benefits rabbit hole, which we're kind of gently shoving you down, it's also a really good time to evaluate your coverage. And if there's the opportunity to change that, generally it's coming up. Like, is that end of the year, beginning of the year normally?
It depends when the policy was started.
Okay. So yeah, just knowing when you're reviewing, maybe you're like, I really like to have benefits for massage, but it's not currently in our benefits. Maybe there is an option if you step up a plan or add something on to have that for next year. But also it's like really important to evaluate if adding $750 of massage coverage on for 2026 costs me $1,250. That doesn't make sense. If you want to still go get massages, putting a little bit of money away for that versus adding it on to your benefits, because probably that step up is going to get you access to other things too. But if you're not going to use them, you're only going to use the massage, then it's knowing what you have is the first
That's the
step.
biggest piece. And where can you find this? Sometimes an online portal, sometimes a booklet from HR, a physical booklet, and sometimes a 75-page PDF. Now, what's great about the PDF is you can search specific words. You can also typically, there is like a summary a few pages in, and it will show you the paramedicals, what's the amount, if there's a health spending account, like it kind of gives you a snapshot. So you don't need to sit and read. I mean, I encourage my clients, I'm like, look at what you have. But that summary page gives you a really good idea. If you have kids and they're doing sports and or just existing and growing, they're dependents of the plan. Look at the coverage, but there's also likely things that you can be doing with them that helps with the preventative maintenance, with injuries that is covered through that. So that is, to Sherry's point, the biggest thing is looking at, okay, what coverage do I have? What options do I have? Is it capped per visit? Is it capped per expert?
Oh, I know somebody who has massage benefits that are capped at $25 per massage.
Yes.
Which, like, I go for an hour and I find an hour is a good length of time. Mm-hmm. Somebody who has $25 like that, often they will go for a shorter amount of time, and then it's not necessarily as effective unless you're working on a smaller area.
There's different ways that companies will put in different parameters to save money, I'll say, on the benefit side as the cost for the company. But then we have to be more creative. We have to do, instead of 5 1-hour massages, they might get 10 30-minute massages. And does that work with the schedule? And it's...
Oh, yeah, the time before and after and to get there.
Yes.
And for ADHD brains, the waiting time to get there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just a lot going on. And I love the summary page for Jason's benefits because it was super, super clear. Because I think it was a couple years before I got fired, the company, we both worked at the same company, and they actually went from, here are your benefits, here is what it's going to cost each mm-hmm. individual to have, family or individual, like the plan that you need. And they went to a system of like, here's the amount the company is going to give you. And here is level ABC for medical and level ABC for dental, which is really nice because then we can select. And when we were both there, one of us had the top level for dental and one had the other for medical. But it allows you to decide where you want to spend your dollars. Maybe you've got perfect teeth and you don't spend a lot on dental. So you spend, like, you get the lower plan on dental, but the higher plan mm-hmm. on medical. And it's just really nice to see that summary and understand what things you'll actually be using and what things you won't. And lots of people have things that they didn't even realize were on their benefit plans. Like nutrition coaching, working with a licensed nutritionist I'm pretty sure it's part of my benefits, but there's a lot of things that you're just like, wait, it covers that?
And even checking things out before you go, especially with the mental health realm. So when you're a mental health expert, you could have very different credentials. Different plans will or won't cover certain credentials. So double check before you start building a relationship with someone. And the tough part is with that is like, I would hate to have a really great relationship with someone that I'm like, I trust you and I want to work with you. And then be like, I can't. Like financially, it doesn't make as much sense. So check those things out. If you have to have big dental work and such, go and look at your benefits. That's the moral of this, is look at what you have, evaluate if you need to make any changes. Life insurance, beneficiary updates, get that done too. It's a form that you got and it's probably unfilled somewhere in your hiring package.
And you can often have, I know my dentist does this, when there's dental work, they will pre-submit things to see what mm-hmm. will be covered. And if it's important to you for submitting benefits and all that to not be something on your plate, there are massage therapists and mental health professionals who will accept your benefits, and they're submitting and they're getting
direct billing.
It is becoming a lot less. I feel like there's more people shifting away from that because as an entrepreneur, it's a lot of extra work to do to submit and track those things. But there are still people out there that do that. So that's important. And just one quick addition. If you are paying out of pocket for some benefits and say you're going for a massage once a month, but your massage benefits only cover 9 massages. So then you've got 3 months of the year that you're paying out of pocket. And if that is financially challenging for you to manage in your cash flow, take a step back and look at your big picture and what you're paying out of pocket for those things and start to be intentional with putting a little bit of money away so that when that comes in October, November, December, you're not feeling like you've got to skip your massage and just tough it out until January. And this can also be a thing to consider if this is for more of my US clients and anybody listening from the US, but what is that word?
Health spending account?
No, the deductible.
Wow.
So if you're US based and you have a deductible that you need to consider, and that starts over in January of every year, that's another thing to have as a piece of your financial puzzle so that you're not struggling until that deductible is paid off in the year. So there's a lot of considerations benefit wise, but the core is knowing and understanding your plan and your benefits, which isn't fun and sexy, but can be really financially
very worth it,
beneficial for you and your mental and physical health as well.
And when it comes to, I wanted to add on there too, there's like your traditional health and dental benefits, but there's also health spending accounts. Look at what can be put through this. I had a client reach out recently. We had put a health spending account in place for her business. And she's like, hey, my friend put their breast pump through their benefits. And I was like, yes, you can if you have a prescription for it. The ADHD brain.
But the prescription costs $80.
Is just like, go and buy it in my world and deal with it later. But we need that prescription first. I even had benefits at one point in my career where you had to get a prescription for, it didn't cost money, but I had to get a prescription from my doctor for getting the massage to be paid out.
Yeah, I had that once too.
Right. So it's just like those little steps that can sometimes be barriers, but do it. It's worth it.
And I forgot that piece of the puzzle, that if we didn't spend all of the money that Jason's company gave him for benefits, the remainder would go into a health spending account, but we've never gotten to that place.
Right.
But I imagine, does that expire at the end of a year typically?
Depends on how the employer sets it up. Most of them, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this out-hanging liability. I'll say like more generous companies might give you longer to use it, but most, if you don't use it, you lose it. So know your parameters and know the system and work with the system.
Yeah. Understand your benefits. Have a date night with your spouse or partner or your bestie and pull up your benefits books and go through it and see what things you can use before the end of the year to take care of yourself. I know, not fun, but you will be thankful for it if you realize there's a benefit that you didn't know you had that you're really excited about.
Yes.
We are glad you've been here, and we hope you go and optimize those benefits before the end of the year or whenever you're listening to this, because it's important to take care of yourself. Have a great day.